Hello and welcome back to Unforgettable Crafts. I'm Rebecca, your host for today, with my amazing coffee and my NaNoWriMo mug. If you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, I'll tell you. Okay, so we're doing an experiment today. I have never done this before. I have a completely new vessel to use, and this is all of the things that we're doing or using. So we have our wax over here. I have never melted my regular Freedom Soy wax before, so I'm gonna do that today. I have some goodies to show you. And then this is the new electric warming tray that we're going to be trying out. I saw this on I think it was on Instagram or something like that. But it is from Amazon, and I'll put a link down below in the video, but it's TYU. Random company off of Amazon, apparently. And these are the new vessels that I purchased for a specific reason, to make this candle. So we're gonna try this out. And I didn't want to make a huge batch of it before I know if this is gonna work or not. So we're just doing a singular vessel. And the reason that I got this is the electric warming tray. Over here, if you look at the dials over here, let me pull this up. This is how new it is. Oh my God. Okay. So over here, the first level is 40 Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 140, 176, and 212. Well, the wax that I used for these little balls here, can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. Okay. The wax that I used for that is the pillar version of the American Soy Organics, and it is has a higher melting temperature than the Freedom Soy. So I'm hoping that if I put this at our lowest level, well, second lowest level at 140, those balls will not melt while I melt my wax, and then I pour my wax in on top of it. So I'm hoping, here's the game plan. We're gonna make a boba candle. I guess I should have told you that to begin with, but that's a secret squirrel that we're doing today. So I'm hoping that it'll look like boba balls in the bottom and then have the wax over top, because I tried this in a plain candle, one of my frosted candles, and that's what it looked like. And you can't really see the color, but these were also not balls. They were like little circular objects, but I just wanted to see if you could see it or not, which is why we went into the clear vessel. So we're gonna try this. Hopefully it works. I'm really interested in this portion as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. And I'm gonna press le bouton. Maybe? Oh, there's an unlock and a lock button. Press at the same time. What does that mean? I don't know. Did I lock it? I don't know what I'm doing. I guess it would help if I read instructions. It's beeping, so that's good. Press and hold the power button for 2 seconds to turn it on. So just the power button.
That's at 104.
You can see it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, blue. Okay. So then we want to upgrade that to 140. And hopefully that will warm our jar. So while so hopefully while that's warming, we can start this process. So we've got our lovely little jar here. I pre-measured these. So I made these little spheres. Well, actually I made half spheres, and then I melted the top of one and connected the second sphere to it to make these little balls. And they're not very pretty to look at the moment, but this was a quick test kind of situation to see if we can see them or not. But this is 0.5 of an ounce. And these candles are supposed to be around 5 ounces. So here is 5 ounces. Ta 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 ta. Ooh, it's 5.1. Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? So I'm gonna go ahead and microwave this. It's gonna get a little loud in here. And we're back after microwaving quite a few times. So according to the directions over here, you have to heat it to 160, and then we're gonna stir in our fragrance or color. We're not doing that today. This is just a test candle with no smell. And then we had to microwave it a few times at 30 seconds a piece. So I'm using my adorable thermometer, ThermPro. You turn it on by a click, you use the trigger, and it is way too hot at 204 degrees. So now we are going to wait a while for that to fall in temperature. But we do have this, so hopefully we'll get some airflow underneath it and get that cooled down. And then we will pour it on top of these. So actually, I need to go ahead and put my wick in. Ooh, it's nice and toasty. Well, the bottom of the jar feels okay, warm-wise. So we'll go ahead and put our little wick in. And we'll say, oh my goodness. Hopefully that's the center. It looks like it's okay. And we'll put that back. And then I gotta get my setter. Sorry about that. I forgot to get my setter. So I'm gonna put that little guy down on it. And as you can see, kind of, maybe, part of it is flattened. And so whenever you look at that and you can find which side is flattened, you can push it into this slot here and then flip it over, because it's harder to put it in if you're not on the right side. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and drop in our little Boba bowls. And that is 0.5 ounces there. And hopefully those look cute, and hopefully they don't melt. That's what I'm most nervous about right now. Don't melt, little buddy, don't melt. And we're back again. Now that our temperature has come down, we're at 150 and, well, 147 now. But the pour point for this mixture is 135 to 160, so we're good there. We also realized I had put this on here and it was wiggling around too much. So we flipped it over and we put it back down on that way, and ta-da, and now it's perfectly stable. This little guy is warming, but it wasn't warming very well. Like, it wasn't getting to 140. And right now you can see it's peaking all over the place. So 148, 145, 130, like, it's not giving me very accurate readings, but we did move it up to 136.
176.
176, I'm sorry. So I'm moving it back to 140 so it doesn't keep going up.
Yeah, so I think what's going on is you could see the lines in the video. I can see it on here. You can see the lines, and if you point right at one of the lines, it reads the temperature, but in between it's like almost like a 5-degree difference.
Gotcha. So we're just gonna go ahead and pour this because we're at the perfect pouring temperature. Stay little ball. That one was trying to like bubble up there. I did move the balls a little to the edge. So we're just gonna continue to pour. This should probably be like the stopping point for a 5-ounce candle. But I'm just gonna continue to go up just to get rid of the wax that I have, because it's not fragranced or anything. Ta-da! Okay.
Looks a little bit.
There we go. All right, now we can see the cute little boba balls. And we will see what it looks like when it gets white. Look, it's got little...
Yeah, little colors coming off of them a little bit.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Kind of cool. Well, we'll see if we end up with some wet spots. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen because the outside of this jar is not very warm whenever I put the wax in. So we might have some wet spots. And I'm afraid of not being able to see the boba balls. Like that's my biggest fear is not being able to see them and not realizing that it's a boba ball candle. So we will see what happens. And we are back. We have waited and waited and waited to see how this started to form. It's not done, of course, setting, but this is how it's going to look. I did add two little half spheres right here. I'm gonna move this over into the light so you can see it a little bit better. I'm gonna try to be gentle because it's definitely not set yet. But I did just kind of push those into the top. The next time that I do this, I would do just a heat gun on it and then push them lightly instead of pushing it straight in. But then you can see the little boba balls and you can see the red making the little swirl marks, which just, it looks exactly like boba milk whenever they put the milk on top of the boba balls. I think it looks great. I'm happy with it. What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, going back to this big boy, I think we needed to turn it up a little bit higher at first and then turn it down to the temperature that we want it to be. So we'll try that next time. Overall, I think it's really cool. Underneath, you can see the little lines where all the heating elements are. And it's a silicone mat, so that's nice and it's really thick. But it also rolls up, which is really awesome. So I wanted to show you this part. And you just roll it. Rolly, 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 rolly. Now that it's cool, and it comes with this little bad boy to wrap around it. And snug, oh, I put it on upside down. I knew I was gonna do that. I always have to do something to embarrass myself on camera. I can't just do things the right way the first time, you know? Okay, yeah. Try this again. Now, like that, because this is what I did the first time. I didn't mess that up. So it looks like that. And then we have this cool little bag to transport it in. And you'll just put that on, maybe. Yeah. Put it in there, and then you'll be able to put it in wherever you want to store it. If you want to put it back in its box, you can, but I'll probably find a shelf for it because I'll probably be using this little guy quite a bit, I'm hoping. As long as we get this temperature thing figured out. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on this little journey testing phase with us. But we are officially, I think we're good on the whole boba tea or boba milk candle. I think it looks cool. Tell us down below what you think. Visit our website. Tell us what you think about that too. And please help us test out our candles. If you're interested in purchasing a candle, we can offer a testing capability as well. So reach out. Hope you have a phenomenal rest of your day.
You gotta give it a second.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.